And we are back. So I just swapped the fuel pump in this real quick. I did kind of mean to film it, but I forgot to pull the camera out and actually film it. So we got a brand new Continental air in there. Shout out FCP. And hopefully that fixes the sputtering and dying out while driving issue. Can't really pin it down to anything other than a fuel pump just going. Everything electrical wise was tight and looked fine, so I think it's just the fuel pump. We'll see. What is up? Good morning, YouTube. So I still have to upload the 240 video, but hopefully I'll have that up today. And today it is Friday is it the 13th? No, I think it's the 14th. I don't even know. But Banana has been testing my patience for real. So hadn't driven it since DOD, decided to take it out, do some laps around the neighborhood, get the thing shaken off, ready for the drift event coming up on the 22nd. And it decided to have issues. So I was driving up 34, car died, ended up on the side of a pretty busy road with cars flying by, and car was completely dead, no electricity anywhere. It was very weird. So I checked over all the grounds, positives, any connection that could be relating to power, and the car randomly fired up. So then limped it up the road and it died again on a side road, but luckily wasn't too far from home, so I just called my dad and he flat towed me home with the truck, and now we're here. Last weekend I threw in a new fuel pump thinking that potentially it was just a dying fuel pump, and that's what we were running into. Fuel pump didn't solve the issue, so today we have a fresh alternator, and we got a whole bunch of gaskets for the top end. That's obviously not gonna be to do with getting it to run, but this car has been leaking oil since I turboed it because the front timing gaskets I actually installed wrong. You're supposed to use like a little flat edge piece of metal to clamp them down correctly, and I did not. So got our work cut out for us, and we got a Friday off, so it's a 3-day weekend. I'm super stoked. Gonna try to get this thing running nice, all prepped today. Gotta get the skirts on, and we'll go from there. So right now, I'm gonna throw a battery charger on it because it is dead as a nail, and get it fired up. What's also weird is, since I believe it's the alternator is so bad, the car has like a crazy parasitic draw, so it's just absolutely killing the battery in 5 minutes. But I'm gonna throw an alternator in, maybe a new battery. It's already actually a brand new battery that was supposed to be for the JZ car, that's been sitting on a tender waiting for that, but now it's in 318 because this car's being a pain. JZ car isn't gonna be on the road for a few more weeks. And I'll catch you guys up with that shortly, but car's been a nightmare. So let's get this going, and I'll see you in a sec. All right, so plans changed. I was gonna pull it in the garage, but I can't even get this battery to get enough juice in it to be like happy turning the interior lights on. So what we're gonna do is disconnect the battery real quick and hook up the slow charger to it, because it is a brand new battery. I highly doubt it's defective out of the box, but I never hooked it up to any other cars before this one, so I guess I really don't know. I guess Telltale could be hook it up to either the 5 or the JZ, try to crank it. But I'm gonna swap the alternator right here just so that I can let the battery charge, and it's actually pretty nice out today. It's not horribly cold, so I'm gonna get to work and I'll catch up with you in a second. And we are back to Lock City prepping the Banana. We got good news. I got it running the other day. Turned out that it was actually a coil pack error. So what was happening was, once it got hot, it started misfiring, and then it would just lose complete power to the ignition. So swap coil packs and we're back. Right now we are actually ripping apart the whole front end. Going to be putting new gaskets on all this because at Vibes the gaskets blew out, so I caked it with gasket maker, and we've been rocking it like that for a while, but it's definitely not the move. So run into a couple little issues. The turbo gasket was shot, so it disintegrated when I took the downpipe and flange off, so not ideal. And well, other than that, yeah, it's been pretty smooth, but gonna empty the coolant shortly and take the valve cover all the way off. I have the bolts all loosened, but figured drain coolant and do all the stuff that could get schmutz around the engine bay while it's still attached, and then we'll tackle that in a minute. For the gasket, what I'm probably going to end up doing is either cutting a beer can for the time being, because since it's aluminum, it should sandwich down, but what I may also do is overnight some gaskets off either Amazon or wherever. All it is a T28, T25 turbo gasket. I don't really know why I didn't stock up with spares of these, because they're pretty notorious for blowing out. So we're going to get to work on this. Well, keep working, and I will catch up with you shortly. Hopefully get the valve cover off and everything off within the next little bit. But I might grab some lunch first because it's already like 12 something. So I don't know. It's been a morning with trying to find this gasket. I've called like 5 different parts stores. Nowhere has it. Nowhere sells just like exhaust gasket material that you can cut. And it is Sunday, and we have an event next Saturday, so there's 5 days. So yeah. Alrighty, so it is the next day. Everything is fully together. I did everything yesterday. I literally just walked out here, and this is what we were waiting for. So now we got the gasket, and got to slap it on there, reassemble the exhaust, and bleed the cooling system, and we should be good to go. So gonna get to work, bolt check rear end quick, bolt down the coil pack, take out the old one because I literally just popped it in as a test and it worked. Things left before the event, swap the wheels because I got fresh fronts and rears. I think maybe I showed a clip of that, I don't even know honestly. And then I got a new battery, so got to do a battery tie down because my old one is just not going to work for that setup. So got to do that and put the exhaust together, swap the wheels, and we're pretty much done. Pop the little heat shield on, and ideally find the other spring for that heat shield, because when I started it looked like it was there, but now it's not, and I'm almost wondering if it went in that bucket of coolant. That'd be unfortunate. Alrighty, so as you can see, things have escalated. We have everything off, so pretty much ready to re-gasket it up. Just cleaning up the old RTV because it was nasty, but I should have shown the misalignment because it's kind of important to know if you're following my channel and you're following it because of M42 stuff. Odds are if you're turboing it, you're going to have this front timing cover off, and that is going to be to weld the turbo drain on too. Unless you go a different route. I mean, this is just if you're copying my setup. So when you go to torque this down, see how head's nice and straight there. So you have to get the plate to sit exactly flush with it. So kind of a pain in the ass, but what we're gonna do is get like a flat piece of metal. This is what one of my buddies was telling me. He said use a flat little piece of metal, pop it in there, and get everything nice and seated. Put a little bit of gasket maker around everything, and start to torque down the valve cover, which is then going to clamp down the like timing face. So hopefully this is the route that makes this not leak anymore, because we're dealing with like pretty crazy amounts of oil dripping out. I would go rip it around town and I would lose like 1/8 of a quart or 1/4 of a quart. A full track day I would be burning through or leaking out like 1/4 of oil, which obviously don't want to be doing. But yeah, down at Summit Point and everything, I was putting like 1/4 of oil in it per day. So that's not what we want to do. That's not healthy for the motor. And today, hopefully we're going to take care of that. But I'm stoked with how clean this top end still is. I mean, I do oil changes on it every 1,500 to 2,000 miles, because since it does get pretty much just raged on every time that it gets driven, and it's drift events pretty much most of the time, I figure every event or every other event I pretty much swap the oil, because it's a preventative measure that keeps the motor happy. So Yeah, we got a bit of work ahead of us, but I'm pretty stoked at how clean this has all come apart. So far we've just been dealing with sourcing a new gasket, which doesn't seem like anybody local has one, so I ended up just overnighting one off Amazon. And well, I ordered one that's a Garrett one because that was available to get here tomorrow, and then they had a 10-pack that had like 300 comments of 5 stars, so I decided to send it and have spares. And then if I'm at the track, and I know a couple of my friends have similar turbo setups, so they're T25, T28, if they have an issue, I have spares. So I picked up 10 of those. I highly doubt I'll go through 10 in any reasonable amount of time, but the more the merrier. And once we get everything regasketed, the only other thing that I really want to do while I have this somewhat apart is tighten up those exhaust manifold bolts. I mean, I think they're tight, but just go over them with a socket real quick, make sure it's good to go. And I think we're going to be jamming. So I'll catch up with you shortly, and I'm going to keep rocking out in the garage. Alrighty, so it is the next day. Everything is fully together. I did everything yesterday. I literally just walked out here, and this is what we were waiting for. So now we got the gasket, and got to slap it on there, reassemble the exhaust, and bleed the cooling system, and we should be good to go. So gonna get to work, bolt check rear end quick, bolt down the coil pack, take out the old one because I literally just popped it in as a test and it worked. Things left before the event, swap the wheels because I got fresh fronts and rears. I think maybe I showed a clip of that, I don't even know, honestly. And then I got a new battery, so got to do a battery tie down because my old one is just not going to work for that setup. So got to do that and put the exhaust together, swap the wheels, and we're pretty much done. Pop the little heat shield on, and ideally find the other spring for that heat shield because when I started it looked like it was there, but now it's not, and I'm almost wondering if it went in that bucket of coolant. That'd be unfortunate. It turned out to be a coil pack, which was making this thing not run because this thing has the stupid like cassette style coil pack. So all 4 of them are in one, but car's ready to go. We got drifting on Saturday. Gonna be leaving here at probably like 4:45 in the morning, which sucks because it's like a 2.5 hour drive. Oh, that's not ideal, huh? Nice wet interior. Drift event, we got drifting on Saturday. Gonna be leaving here at about 4:45 in the morning because it's like a 2-hour drive. Towing it up with the GX, and yeah, I'm gonna be making a quick video when we're up there, try to do some nice in-car footage in the fellas' cars, and just a good Lock City video. I feel like I haven't done like a solid Lock City drift video in a minute. So Banana's feeling good, it's looking all right. I might have time to throw the actual E36 skirts on because these are off of an E46 and I cut them because with my old angle setup I had all sorts of fenders and crap cut up there. So not what you want to do, but I don't know, I'll try to make it look a little bit nicer, but no guarantees. And I will see you guys on Saturday. Peace. Good morning. We got the E36 on the trailer. It's a beautiful morning. We're up in time for sunset. It's about 6:50. We're almost at Thompson actually. So I gotta stop and grab gas just so that when I go to leave I'm not empty, and I want to grab some snacks and whatnot. So I'm gonna grab some gas real quick and meet the fellas at Walmart afterwards. Actually, I might grab snacks at Walmart because they're definitely gonna be cheaper at Walmart than the gas station. But as you can see, burning like half a tank getting up here, so I'm just gonna do a quick fill up so that on the way home I don't run out of gas, because I just want to get in the car and get home later. So I am super stoked for today. The Banana is feeling great, and we have landed. We are at Thompson. So running a little bit late. I mean, not compared to like driver meeting and everything, but we're running a little late compared to the fellas' plan. So didn't make it to Walmart, but we made it here pretty much on time. It's 7, I don't even know, 7:20, something like that. So definitely early. Gates just open, people are signing in, but we are ready to drift. So I brought my skirts in case someone has self-tappers. I didn't actually have self-tappers or really anything to mount them last night, and we ran out of time. So here they are, and yeah, we got to unload and get ready, get teched, and start shredding. Well, drift event video definitely got cut short. I don't really know how much I filmed. I think I only filmed like 2 laps. M42 is blown up. We melted piston 3, 0 compression, so toast. I have a spare one, but you're gonna see what we're about to do. So this year, I really just want seat time. As much as I love the M42, and I do promise it will be back, we're currently about to leave to Rhode Island, pick up a motor. Yeah. Well, so it's a sad day. The banana is coming apart. The interior's pretty much gutted. The engine's pretty much ready to pull. Gonna pull the subframe. Yeah, definitely gonna miss this car. But as you can see, banana is very disassembled. We got the coils out. Rear subframe is pretty much ready to drop. It's being held in by 4 main bolts and 6 trailing arm bolts. Then we are dropping fuel tank, pulling out the drivetrain, obviously taking rotors and knuckles and everything. One of my buddies just wrecked. He bonked the back of a 46 and messed up the front of his 36, so he might be grabbing the radiator support. He said that he might have found a full car that he's just going to take the whole front end off of, because I think he needs hood, nose panel, everything. So mine only serves the purpose of the radiator support, because since I had an angle kit, it's all cut up there and doesn't look great. But people who keep telling me to save this car, I know, I really wish that I could, but you can see it's sad under there. There's pretty much, I mean, this side the floorboards are better than this side. This side is honestly kind of impressive that we never had any issues with tech and stuff. So the whole bottom is literally falling out. As I was crawling around in the back, I stood up back here and the whole rear started like pushing down. So you can see straight through to the wheel that's holding the car up right now. It's not good. It's not the car to cage. As much as it stinks to park out and had great memories in it, it's unfortunately it's time. So it's getting disassembled. Parts are going to be going into other 36s. The coils are already on another E36. That was quick work. As you can see, JZ car is on the ground, so that's a big update in itself. I still have to finish things up. You can see this isn't all installed correctly, but we're getting there. This car has been a forever project, so I'm not going to rush it in the final moments to get it on the road. I want to take my time, get it done right, buy once, cry once, whatever. This car has been absolute money pit nightmare. E34, good car. GX currently in the garage. Oh, I don't have my, hang on. So GX has had zero problems until the other day. I went to go pick up an oil pan and the power steering decided to go out while I was 2 hours from home. So honestly, not that big of a job. You take the little flap off from in here and it gives you most of the accessibility to the pump there. You get the couple bolts off and everything. And as I went to, well, actually as I was disassembling it, the high pressure line that bolts right into the top here, I now have it hanging out of the bottom. The banjo that went through it was a real pain in the butt, and I got frustrated, so I used an impact and it bent that bracket there and it pinched the hard line. So mistakes were made, stinks, but new high pressure line right there, and now we just got to swap it, bleed it, put everything back together. Yeah, but this job wasn't really fun or cool to film. I guess I probably should have, because I don't know, people are always having issues with power steering. But this car has a little chase bays reservoir, and other than that, it's stock. But yeah, it's got an intake, that, and an exhaust, and other than that, nothing else has really been touched. I think that actually transcooler is aftermarket, but I really don't know. It works. So if you made it this far, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with it. Hopefully videos will get more consistent. The 240's coming home this weekend, and this is going to be out of here this weekend, hopefully. And we got a lot of work to do. We got a whole UZ swap in the back of the GX, and yeah, gonna be a whole lot of time spent in this driveway in the next couple weeks. But ideally we have an S13 running in a couple weeks, and I'll film a whole bunch of that, and I will keep you updated. But alrighty guys, so we got the banana pretty much stripped down to nothing. Drivetrain is out, rear end is out. The only thing on the underside that I'm taking that's still in is the drive shaft, and ideally I want to grab those cross members, but they were not coming off easily. The bolts decided to strip a little bit, so as you can see, the doors are literally just placed on the car. Actually, the rears are still on, but the fronts, I hit the pins off and all that. We got, that's the M42 that was in the car. This is the M42 that, who knows, we're probably going to end up Frankensteining, building both of these into one. Maybe get a third. We got the UZ here, and this is going in the 13, obviously. Took it out of the GX because I didn't want to destroy the suspension by leaving a motor in there for weeks on end. But yeah, it's pretty much take out the rear seats, finish taking out the wiring harness, because I want to keep the full chassis harness in case I decide to, like, or well, not decide, if I need plugs and random crap down the road, I want to just have spares, and having spare wiring never hurts. So gonna keep that around, gonna clean up all this because it's definitely a mess out here. But yeah, got a few more things to strip off, but let me, here, hang on. So, all right, well, she's officially loaded on the trailer, loaded full of a bunch of scrap. Can't even see the holes in the floor, but yeah, completely stripped this one down. Pretty sad about it, honestly, but I'll rebuild the M42 turbo. We'll be back with that another time. But yeah, this car was too far gone. The floor pans were literally gone. The rockers gone. Every structural point of the car was at its end. So gonna do the responsible thing, reshell, rechassis, doing a full roll cage on the next car because I think we're just about ready for it. And yeah, so This is probably going to be, I don't know. I keep saying that it's going to be the end of the video. I might show one more picture of it with no glass in it, because I'm going to try to cut it out here real quick, but I don't know. 240 is going to be home on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday, depends. So I'm going to try to take a half day early in the week and go drop this thing off, because scrap yards have the most bizarre hours. So by the time I got this loaded yesterday, I just didn't have time to make it there. But I don't know, see if I can do that, and if we can, go drop this off, bring home the 240 the day that I go to work, because it's actually right next to FCP where I work in Milford. So it's at my buddy's shop over at Euro Drive, and pop that on a U-Haul, bring it home, and throw it right here, use these right here, and start grinding. So plan is throw the trailing arms in this car, because I actually didn't ever do the outer bushings. I ran out of time, and these ones are good. So slap it in there. It's already got the 328 vented vert rotor, so that's an upgrade. I'm gonna keep this diff around and this rear subframe, because you know there's gonna be another E36. All the braided lines are gonna go into this car, because this thing's almost ready for the road. The M42s, I have to figure out where these are gonna go, because they're taking up a ton of space for no reason. Rear shelf, if anybody wants it, free 99, or it's going to the dump. Hopefully I have this video up before it's gone, but yep. All right, well, so not really ideal. Front glass shattered as soon as I went to try to remove it. So front glass did not get pulled, and that's the one that I did really care about, because I was trying to get it out for my buddy so that he didn't have to pay new glass prices for an E36 just to get on the track, because he has a cracked windshield. But rear one came out, so I might list it. People don't really buy the rear glass as much. It's not super desirable. I might list it, but honestly what I'm thinking about doing is just cleaning it up and hanging it on my wall with the picture that I have of the car with all the windshield stickers on it, because it'd be a cool little memorial to the banana. But oh, here's Bimothy.